I want to welcome the CEO of Domus Windows and Doors, Terrance Ortt. He is on set with me, and I look forward to our discussion because it's a very important one. You know, we have to consider your door, your window. It's an integral part of your premises, and by all means, there is so much to discuss because we are dealing with solar e-glass this morning, security solutions, soundproof windows, yes, very important for those who sometimes go through issues with noise pollution. And once we still got some time, we'll touch on the hurricane-resistant windows and doors. Mr. Ortt, great to have you.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning. I want to start with the solar e-glass. That's something I'm sure many hearing about for the very first time. And when we consider, you know, the times we're in and people looking at, you know, the bills and all that kind of stuff, what kind of solution does this bring to the household?
Well, solar e-glass is a coating that cuts the solar heat gain in half. And so if you have air conditioning or anything else, it will have a dramatic impact on reducing energy bills. So also it keeps the room cooler. Even if you don't have air conditioning, it prevents the heat from building up during the day. It eliminates hot spots if you're walking around inside. If you walk in front of a normal window, with the sun beaming in, you'll feel it on your body. And with the solar E, it's dramatically reduced.
Is this something in terms of over the years, because I know the heat really is able to penetrate, you know, everything. So is it a scenario where you have to do maintenance on this e-glass? Is there any kind of upgrade required over the years?
No, it's totally maintenance free. In fact, you won't notice it's there. The coating is actually harder than the glass, so you can wash it easily, and so there's really no maintenance to be done on it.
Is there like a tint applied to the glass?
No, it's actually a hard coat that's built on at the factory.
Okay.
And you know, you can put a tint on if you want, but those eventually will fall off. You know, they'll retreat and so on and so forth. But this is right into the glass itself.
That's a piece of technology.
Yes, it is. It's very advanced technology.
That's right. The solar e-glass. So people ask for this by name, and I guess you'll come, you do your dimensions, you do your measure up, and you could request this solar e-glass by name.
Yes, it's just an option that we can put in for glass. It costs probably about 5 to 8% more. But if you have any sort of air conditioning or anything like that, you'll recover the cost within about 3 months.
So obviously, I know standard size windows, there those who will have their standard size, but what about people who really go a little bit beyond the standard size and dimensions, people who might be going for that more modern finish, who want the straight lines, clean finish? Do you all cater for all sizes?
Yeah, we do custom sizing. We have standard sizes that are available online. We have an online store. But in 90% of the cases, people need it a little bit larger, a little bit smaller. And we do custom sized units, also with custom glass for no extra cost.
I heard there is a bargain center, Mr. Ortt?
Yes, those are units that for one reason or another did not get sold. And we offer them at 30 to 70% discount. So that's available online as well under our bargain center. So if you can use one of those units, then you can save a lot of money.
Indeed. So we're touching on the solar e-glass, a very important talking point in terms of helping that energy bill, obviously cutting out that heat, very important. Another major talking point and issue, as we know in Trinidad and Tobago, is security. Walk me through your security options, your security windows, and more so the doors.
Well, we have laminate glass, which prevents entry. If people smash on it, it'll crack the glass, but they won't get in because there's a very thick laminate on the inside. And so that prevents them from coming in. Also, all of our doors have the highest intrusion rating of any. There's a 1 to 10. And our doors use very high stainless steel hardware, and it's very, very difficult to break through. We've had people with a crowbar digging into trying to get through patio doors and so on, sliding patio doors over in Tobago during a previous carnival, and they kind of ruined the door, but they did not get in.
Yeah. Well done. Let me ask you, in terms of turnaround, if one puts an order in, at what point it will be delivered?
Well, we quote about 3 to 5 weeks. If they're stock windows or bargain center, they can drive up and go away with them. If it's an emergency, well, we'll try and rush through earlier than that.
Because, I mean, plenty of your stuff, I would imagine, it's custom made.
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so about 90% is custom made.
Where is the bargain center? I want to come back to the custom made stuff in a minute, but as you mentioned, the bargain center, just to kind of get an idea as to where it is so folks could get a visual.
Well, it's at the factory on Factory Road in Chaguanas, and a big sign on the front, retail center, and then everything that's in there is also available online. So people can check to see the size, the type of glazing, the condition of the unit, et cetera, and also the discount level.
So once we go online, we start the conversation, you do a site visit, take your measurements, and then you make a payment and you get the ball rolling.
That's correct, yes, yeah.
Fantastic.
We don't consider ourselves salespeople, we're actually consultants. And so we try to advise people as to the right product for the right job, and also to make sure that it's going to work by measuring carefully and looking at the condition of the openings and the building itself.
Understood. Mr. Ortt, we mentioned, at least I mentioned earlier, soundproof windows, soundproof doors. I think that's a very important option, especially if you live in an area where there is lots of activity, lots of movement. I would imagine those in Woodbrook and other areas would be very interested. Walk me through the technology and how soundproof are these windows and doors?
Well, in fact, I'm a user of one of these because I live in an apartment building next to party boats, which operate day and night, and of course there's street noise and dogs barking and so on and so forth. But these cut the sound down by 35 decibels, which is a huge amount, and so they're very, very effective. Once you put that in place, you won't hear dogs barking, street noise, or anything, provided you don't have any other openings that allow the sound in. Obviously, the windows will stop the sound.
Are they heavy?
Not particularly. The security windows that we have also give soundproof because that laminate glass attenuates the sound.
Will cut the sound out.
Yeah, it cuts it down.
I think you have been able to pique many interest this morning with the soundproof. Let's move now to the hurricane-resistant windows and doors. I think it's something we as Trinbagonians take for granted because we are so far down south, away sometimes from the normal running of the hurricane belt and all that. But at the same time, it's always better to be safe than sorry.
Well, I suppose so. The hurricane units that we have developed, because we have our own test lab, which we test to 200 miles an hour, which is very, very intense. Now, those will stop a hurricane, but they also will stop a thief as well. And so they provide a very high level of security, much higher than any other units. So, there is hurricane resistance, but there's also very high security with them as well.
Indeed. Mr. Ortt, you mentioned you all are consultants, you all provide more than just sales. Yes, it's important to sell off the products and all that, but how does one start to engage? They're looking on this morning, they want to meet with you and your team to at least start this consultancy.
Well, as I said, we're not consultants per se. We don't charge for our services, but we see our role as finding the right solution for people. And so our staff are very well equipped. I'm an engineer. We have other engineers on staff. And so when people have a particular application or a need, we'll talk that through with them. And so to engage us, you can either come into one of our showrooms. There's one on Arapita or another one in Chaguanas.
That's to the very top of Arapita.
Pardon?
To the very top of Arapita Avenue.
Yeah, number 7, right in Colville there.
Yes, I know it, right there.
And
there's one you said in Chaguanas?
It's on Factory Road again, on the south side of Chaguanas. But the other thing, too, is you can go online and click the operator button, and an operator will come up during working hours and be able to consult with people online, so you don't even need to go into the showroom. They can also co-browse and go through the website, look at various options and so on. And so help the customer find the right solution and once they do, then we will get the sale, but only because we've provided the advice and found the right solution for them.
Fantastic. What's been the feedback from your customers when you talk to them on a one-on-one? What seems to be the big takeaway? What seems to be the common thread?
Well, there's a number of them. One is the quality of the units themselves. The other is the quality of the service, the advice that we give. and the fact that we're honest and have integrity and so on, and that we do what we say we're going to do in terms of delivery and installation.
That's right. Domus Windows and Doors, Mr. Ortt here with us as we touch base on this Monday. Any closing remarks, Mr. Ortt?
Well, no, just that if people do have an issue, then give us a try. Even if you go somewhere else, you'll benefit from the advice and the concerns that we have and the considerations that everybody should take into account.
That's right. Everything from the solar e-glass to the soundproof windows and doors to the security doors and windows, and again, the hurricane-resistant products to just ensure that you are safe, just in case. I mean, even though most of these systems, they go up north, you never know.